Hey everybody, Angel Arts here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. We are still trying to figure out the case of the murder in the Roman baths. Watson,
What should we do next?
what are you reading, Watson? Hunger Games, Harry Potter, 50 Shades of Grey. Alright, well, let us... Wow. Analysis table. Wow. Okay. Analyze the dirt. Is there anything? Do I need to do something with these? Set focus. Oh. Pyrite. Oh.
Otherwise known as Fool's Gold.
Yes.
Selenite.
And white clay particles.
White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay.
What does that mean, then?
Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
White London clay. The geology, White London.
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Interesting. Wow. Alright. Analyze the blood. Acid peroxide. Alright.
Let us analyze this blood sample.
Alright. Set focus. There's a white thing.
This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange.
That is strange.
Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
Pipette. Okay. Alright. How about over... No. Try over here.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
Why? Huh. Blood was on him and heavily diluted with water. Why? Analyze the metal.
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
Interesting. This is pretty cool. I feel like I'm learning so much. I loved science in school. I loved the sciences, and chemistry was actually my favorite of the four sciences, the four main sciences between biology, chemistry, physics, and what was the fourth one? Wasn't there a fourth one? Chemistry. I thought there was a fourth one that I'm not remembering.
I must take a pipette and place several drops of acid upon the samples.
Balancing equations was my favorite thing in AP chemistry. Loved balancing equations. I'm such a nerd, I know. Drop acid on the silver coin. Okay. Drop acid on the metal piece. No.
The reaction is the same red stain.
It is silver.
It is silver. Britannia silver quality.
Okay. So we've got a lot of different things, but what do they all mean? An unopened bottle of champagne and ice bucket was found in the bath's changing room. The melted metal turned out to be Britannia's quality silver. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt. 1893. Search for Sir Bentcliffe. The bankruptcy. 1893. Africa, Bentcliffe's mummy. The great excavation in Assuan has taken over 3 years. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe directed the archaeological work. A mummy was found with an enucleated eye and posed in an unusual position. Could the murder somehow mimicked the mummy's death? Because the mummy had, I don't remember what an enucleated eye means. The right hand was tense as if reaching out for something or to someone. The mummy was buried upright. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her very peculiar characteristics. Nearby could be read in Latin, by the eye he was punished, for he saw what he was not worthy. The mummy is believed to be Roman rather than Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb are in common with the Mithraic mysteries. Creepy.
Here it is.
By the eye he was punished, for he saw that he was not worthy. Dreadful.
Wow. Okay. Again, there's all these clues, but not really sure if any of them are significant. There's a letter here. Mycroft's resentment. Sherlock, dear brother, you have made the most terrible mistake once again. Are you quite aware of the fact that the Empire is at the brink of international conflict? How could you pass this incredibly sensitive case to those feather-brained Scotland Yard bobbies? Very well, yes, they caught the criminals, but have you not read the newspapers? The great fuss that has risen around it, they are generalizing all Mexicans. As you may know, the Empire has arrangements with a great many varied and loyal Mexican enterprises. You should think about that. Yours, Mycroft. I will think about it right now. Okay, I'm done. So I like these. These letters are basically in response to the mysteries that I've already solved.
This is where I keep my post.
Did Mycroft not have anything to say about my first mystery? Or maybe he did and I already read through them. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while, guys. Okay. Check my to-do list. Missing weapons, suspects, the belongings of the victim. Alright. We've got plenty. Now that we've done all of this investigating in Baker Street, I feel like we are very well equipped to begin our interrogation in Scotland Yard. First of all, one of the things I need to do is find out who brought the champagne and why. Because it may very well have some significance to the case. Why do I think that? Because video game logic, the game allowed us to take it. I mean, it's one of the... I guess that's one of the...
What should we do next?
We're in Scotland Yard, so we're gonna go check out the suspects' stories and stuff. And one of the shortcomings of games like this is that if you are able to interact with it, it's probably significant. It'd be nice if they threw in some red herring clues that had nothing to do with the case at all whatsoever. That would be more realistic, I think. Pitkin's belongings, Garrow's belongings, Blinkhorn's belongings, and Bentcliffe's belongings. Let's start with Pitkin. He was the one with the bloody handprint on his towel, if I remember correctly. Look, it's Gryffindor's symbol! Gryffindor! RP. I guess Pitkin?
An embroidered silk handkerchief.
Okay.
A fountain pen with solid gold trim.
Fancy. Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager, Roman Bath, Strand Lane, London.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
Okay. So that's his stuff. Garrow's belongings. Oh, Garrow had the bloody towel.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
Never mind. I made a mistake. Okay. Drug file. Really?
A file with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
Wow. You knew that just by looking at it with your naked eye, Watson? I'm impressed. But Watson is pretty darn amazing. Garrow is using John's wart powder. It provokes strong psychological side effects if misused. Ooh, Blinkhorn. A letter from Pitkin. Oh. Sir Gregory Pitkin, manager to Mr. Blinkhorn. Dear Sir, the interests that I represent require the situation at the baths to be changed for the better. At the present time, the Frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, and yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value, and we are unable to make the Frigidarium accessible to the public. The Frigidarium is a valuable asset in the recreation of the Roman bath experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. You have this remaining time to conclude your archaeological research, and to find yourself another workplace. Wow. So basically, they were putting pressure on him to finish the excavation of the Frigidarium so they can finally let the public use it.
An ordinary pencil.
Okay. And Bentcliffe's belongings. Oh, there's his ring. The one ring.
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room.
Is there an engraving?
An
Old
Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel.
Maybe he found it in one of his excavations.
An Egyptian... I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Melted
Why
silver.
on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
Yes, I'm gonna take that. And a coin. Silver coin? No. Roman. Does that have Caesar's face on it?
An old and rather dirty coin.
7. Notebook. And a map.
A hand-drawn map.
To where?
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
I think it'll definitely contain something of interest. If it actually had pages.
The last pages were torn out.
Interesting.
We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
There's a pencil right there. There's a pencil right...
To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces.
I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh, I see. In order to get... I see. This is what we learned from The Walking Dead, ladies and gentlemen. How much of this do I need to color in? Today, something today. Almost. Is that enough?
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool, guys. Today I almost found it. This date will go down in history. This is pretty cool. That was awesome. I love that. That was neat. I feel like...
Mr. Holmes, the coroner... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
No.
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in
Ooh,
that matter.
autopsy.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I
Why?
am sure that you must, Constable.
Wow.
Well,
Sir Rodney Bentcliffe, age 63. The right eyeball has been burst, pierced to the hilt by a curved-bladed knife. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone, ripping a part of the frontal lobe and the corpus callosum, after which completing its trajectory into the cerebellum, aka the brain, caused hemorrhagic lesions. All of these injuries led directly to the death of the individual. At the upper... Okay, so we believe that was indeed the cause of death. At the upper lobe of the right lung, there is an old injury filled with an amount of mucus and ciliated debris that may correspond to a chronic infection by elements likely inhaled in a burial chamber. A decaying mummy, for example, or a dried and decomposing food product intended to accompany the deceased in their grave. That makes sense. The remainder of the body does not appear to have been damaged. Okay, coroner. Sir Rodney's body is ready for examination. Oh gosh. Sir Rodney's body is ready. How about that? Okay.
Locked.
Locked. But I am Sherlock Holmes. I should be able to get let in. Alright, this is the autopsy room. Oh, wow. Okay. Well. Here we go. Alright. Are we actually going to be sawing into him? Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go.
An unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant death, as the coroner's report says.
Oh boy.
According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion, but there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted from the Egyptian tombs.
Makes sense.
The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age.
Okay. I can rotate. Oh, okay. Wow, he has lesions on his back, or bruise.
The bruising is in lines.
Huh.
Some light bruising, caused by a rope.
Interesting.
They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, okay. What a way to go. Now, I saw a symbol that said that suggests that we can start making connections. Champagne. Stolen notes. Sir Rodney's arrival saved the archaeological research at the baths. A strange wound. The wound is made with a peculiarly curved and sharp weapon. Very liquid blood. The blood of the victim is highly diluted with water. Maybe Sir Rodney didn't die necessarily from the wound to his eye. Maybe he drowned? Or maybe he died and was put in water first and then was placed in the strange wound and very liquid blood. Ah, there we go. Good, Angel Arts, on the first try. Steam moisture. The presence of water is due to the humid atmosphere caused by the steam. The presence of water in the blood is an unexplained clue. It must somehow be linked to the murder process. Yeah, I think it's an unexplained clue right now. We'll find out later, I guess. I think we'll find out later.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Pie. My mind is always thinking about pie. 3.14 and all that stuff. Hey, Mr. Policeman.
Good day to you, Mr. Holmes.
Who wants to go first? Well, Mr. Blinkhorn, you're standing right there in front of me. Looks like you are more than ready to go. Let's go.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
All right. What do you know?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
I like your suspenders.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
He's a snazzy dresser. I'm liking his old outfit. His scarf and his suspenders? Snazzy. Look at Angel Arts. That's all he really cares about. Focused look, attentive. Seems to be... Oh, Combs doesn't care about his sense of fashion. He doesn't care about his... Oh, he does care about his suspenders. Oh, shabby work well. Not wealthy. Still snazzy looking. Everything, you know, the color accord. I like the color. Rusty bracers. Okay. Alright. I know. What's with his hands? Callous. So he works. Fresh dirt stain. Recent earthwork.
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period.
Makes sense.
I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Makes sense.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
If I remember correctly, I believe this is the guy that Pitkin sent the letter to about the Frigidarium and telling him to pick up the pace. Sir Rodney, let's talk about your relationship
What
with
was
Sir
your
Rodney.
relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly.
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
What did you see, sir?
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room, and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense.
Right.
I didn't see anything much further after
I
that.
saw that. Or
I
didn't
just
see
heard
that.
Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
The convenient thing about this whole thing is that because of the steam, you really couldn't see anything. So, you could hear stuff, so whoever did whatever was going on in that steam room had to be very stealthy about it, but visually you couldn't see anything. So that's convenient for the killer.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
How small?
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Let's talk about your work first.
How well were your researchers progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Not according to Pitkin's letter.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Right.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed
Well,
on.
we'll see what Pitkin says about that.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I hadn't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir
Aswan.
Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
Well, he always looks so sad. And he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions.
That lines up with the
I will
drug.
keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
Did he I'm still thinking.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Why does he sound so suspicious when he said that? No, 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 I have no idea. No, no, no.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
Okay. Percival Blinkhorn is a true archaeologist who lives and breathes his work. He has remained in his profession for 15 or 20 years and still seems to enjoy it. Let's talk to Mr. Pitkin next.
Please escort this
The manager.
suspect for interrogation. Good day to you, Sir Gregory. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Wow.
I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder that took place this morning. Would you mind answering a few questions?
like-
Tell me, Mr. Holmes, will I need to stay here for very much longer?
Oh boy. Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be fun. Complete 180 from the other guy in terms of, you know, compliance. Arrogant look, thank you. Signet ring, aristocratic roots. So he's got some money. Gold chain, cashmere waistcoat, man of wealth. Yeah, yeah. Figured as much. Mouth shape, disdain. Yeah, this guy's gonna be tough to crack.
You are the manager of the bar.
Sit down for this one.
Yes, I'm passionate about archaeology. I wanted to restore the ruins. My ambition is to open the baths to the public. Living archaeology can be a profitable business, although now I'm not so sure.
I see. When do you wish to begin using the baths?
When the archaeological researches are over, I will be free to complete the restoration. It is the usual process.
So you've done this before.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney Bentcliffe?
You were not particularly close. He had an unpleasant temperament, suspicious, authoritarian, unkind. People possessed by genius may be forgiven for their nature, but not by me.
Was he obstructive?
Not at all. Everything he did led us to greater success. He helped us increase the potential of the building.
The way he quickly, you know, answered that question made me think like he was waiting for that question and he was ready to answer it right away. That makes me a little suspicious. A little. Let's talk about your work before we talk about the murder.
How was the work progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather slowly, I would say.
Bloody key, Roman coin. Slowly. Pitkin's letter.
Sir Gregory, could you please explain this letter? You expressed the wish to call off the research work at the baths.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it, ruining everything and finding nothing of any value.
But the arrival of Sir Rodney changed your mind?
Sir Rodney's work was extremely promising, and it was good for the bath's publicity. So yes, I changed my mind.
How about the murder?
Please tell me what happened this morning.
The test that we performed this morning was a success. The steam was working well. But then, of course, that awful murder.
Of course,
What
that
did you
awful
see?
murder.
The steam was too thick to see anything. But ask Garrow. He saw the body first.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Look, I'm not a suspicious fellow, but I think that he had professional interests elsewhere that he did not wish us to know about.
Why should you think that? Where?
I have no idea. But after all, it was not my business.
Are you aware that Mr. Garrow is under a form of medication?
Garrow? No. But I never liked that parasite.
Do you believe him to be capable of murder?
Well, he did have blood on him. Does that make him a murderer?
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Nobody is owning up to the silver. How about the champagne?
Did you bring a bottle of champagne to the baths?
Absolutely not. Sir Rodney did, I think.
Oh. Why would he do that? Oh. Looks like I can make a deduction based on what I just learned. Champagne. A bottle of champagne and an ice bucket was found inside the changing room. We don't know who brought it. Pitkin's fight. Sir Gregory wanted to fire Blinkhorn in order to stop the excavation of the Roman baths so he might open them to the public. Sir Rodney's arrival saved the archaeological research at the baths. According to Sir Rodney's notes, he was able to make a remarkable discovery. So maybe that goes with the champagne? Britannia silver was found melted in the brazier. Strange wound. Wound was peculiarly curved with the wound was made with a peculiarly curved and sharp weapon. Let's try champagne and where was that? A remarkable discovery. No. Champagne and Pitkin's fight. All right, never mind. I'll come back. I'm clearly not doing as good of a job with this one. I'll come back to that. All right, it looks like we have one more person to interrogate, but I will do that. I will say that for the next video. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, love yourselves and love each other.